It offers a centralized location, an arbitrary centralized location, because this supply station, this supply station doesn't need to be anywhere even remotely close to where the yard is. I can have an area that's making iron and supplying iron way down here at this iron patch, and I can send those trains to this same yard of Iron Depot 1. And I can send the trains to Iron Depot 1. Granted, every time one of those trains gets pulled from the Iron Depot 1 and offloads its stuff, those trains are going to have to go all the way back to this iron supply station before going all the way back to the depot. That's the trade-off there. So, we're going to start with zinc. I'm going to need to pick up all of these buildings from here. Do I need any other buildings? Yes, because I need the stuff for the plates. So, let's see. I will need 120 hydroclassifiers. Yeah, let's clear some of this inventory. Let's get some of this stuff for the trains thrown into my car here so that I actually have room to grab what I need. Well, I mean, the idea here is that I am helping people learn how to do a lot of the stuff that I'm doing here. And as you can see, through experience, more experience with trains, and setting up train supply manager in a few different ways on the requesters, I have gained enough experience to now discuss it to help others learn how to use it. Which you can see here, I have a station set up for zinc and a station set up for nickel, so all I really have to do is go out and actually build the stuff. Zinc is a 200% mining speed. Yes, as is nickel. So I'm actually going to need 300 mining drills. 300 mining drills. A whole bunch of power poles, a whole bunch of underground belts. 120 hydroclassifiers. I'm also going to need... right. I'm also going to need 300 units per second of SynGas, approximately. Now, I could do that through the power of local coke production, or I can just request a train and put a bunch of gasifiers down to make coal gas and SynGas out of the coal gas. Which is exactly what I'm going to do. So I will just grab a few, a few gasifiers. And a few gas vents, because I'm remembering that for each gasifier making coal gas, I need 3 gas vents. I think 30 is going to be okay. And I will be able to void any ash as necessary, so that is fine. Hydroclassifiers, I need 120 of you. That would be 120. 12 advanced foundries. I have those right over here. There's 12. That will make the molten, and then 6 casting units. Do I have casting units? No. Let's grab 6 casting units. Now, I will note that I am currently undecided on the alloys, where I will make the alloys, such as silver zinc alloy. I think I might send molten silver in to zinc to do the silver zinc alloy. But we shall see over time how I end up doing that. But for now, I will need those casting machines. I can find them. There's the casting machines. I need 60 impact crushers. If I can find those. Hey, there they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 40 ball mills. Oh, joy. Oop. 1, 2, 3, 4. You may notice I have set my buffers in preparation for this. 30 soil extractors. That's gonna fill up my inventory fully, so let's start shoving some stuff into here. What can I shove into here? Well, I'm going to start with the setup to do the actual mining. That will be first and foremost, so... Oh, I can clear this coke for now, because I'll be requesting coke. Hello, my minions. My glorious minions. You may notice we are at 60 frames per second today. Still, despite this base being 118 hours in, and despite all of this wonderful resource generation that I currently have, I have a lot of resource generation. I have 80 per second of of salt. It is a good start. This 80 per second of salt. It is nowhere near going to be enough salt. I will definitely want more salt. I will want to tap all 5 of these, and probably all 3 of these out here, and try to explore for more salt. I will need all of the salt on the planet. Let's see. I need the 30 of these. 1, 2, 3. And, of course, the stack of the automated factories, if I don't already. I don't already, so automated factories. Here, stack you. Okay, now I always end up forgetting something that's very important. What am I forgetting that's very important, or do I have an insufficient amount of? Belt. Actual belt. I know, I'll get rid of you. Just cleaning up as much of the stuff from the inventory so I have as much space as I possibly can. Trying to think. Yeah, those use a solid input, don't they? And have a solid output. So that alone is going to be 240 inserters. Then these have a solid in and out. Ugh. And that's going to be a slight pain. That's a belt and a half. So if that's 240, that's another 200 there. Actually, that has 2 inputs, so it would need to have the long-handed inserters times 40. Oh, boy, this is going to be fun. This is going to be real fun. Let's shove in the stuff now. Let's shove in these. Give myself some room for my inserters. I'm going to need a few of you. and a few of you. 460? It's probably not going to be enough, but I'll think of something. Oh yes, so also, there's this thing coming out called Pi Alien Life. Oh, right. I also have some stacks of solid fuel here. Just ignore the solid fuel. Just ignore its existence. It doesn't exist. It's leaching from my production of organic solvent and olefins to make this, which actually limits my niobium a little bit. Just you know, it exists, or does it? It's a thing, because I need my car to go fast. I need car go fast. It's a few minutes to go to the salt production area from my mall. It's a few minutes to get to the tar production area from my mall with my car. We've oh yeah, and I'll note that I am still eligible for achievements on this map. So in-game achievements, I should say, outside of, you know, the stuff that requires biters and yeah, that thing. So when I set up my first train, it gave me Factorio Express on the very first train. So I was like, oh, yeah, that's nice. How kind of you. Very first train that pathed was over 1,000 tiles. It's like, oh, you consider that to be long? No, 10, 20, 30,000 tiles. That's what I want. That's what I want and hold dear. Right, so zinc is also going to need heavy oil in. So that was also set up, and I haven't shown this yet. So say hello to vanilla crude oil extraction from lots of locations. Lots of crude oil is being mined right now through all of these beautiful vanilla crude oil patches, producing lots of crude as well as a 1,200 per second, I consider a full throughput pipe of heavy oil being steam cracked. So it consumes slightly more than a full throughput pipe of crude to give a full throughput pipe of heavy oil. And that is what I will be requesting up here at this requester station. That I will, of course, be pasting there. Fortunately, this keeps its name. Oh, right, I will need to grab the train requester if I can. So it can go there, and then it needs to be wired to the train counter. And then I need to like wire this to the input. Can't reach. There we go. That gets it there. 25k per fluid wagon, if I'm not mistaken. It's yeah. So it's 100,000 units per train load. And I want Yeah, I can keep it as 2 train loads. And then once that's powered on, and I can assign this to the signal for heavy oil. Because I should have. Oh, I didn't do it. Alright. Heavy oil depot. There we go. Now we're good. Because now this is valid. And then down here, these are all just supply depot / yard. Oh, I thought I had grabbed the big poles, not the mediums. So that lamp is on, and it is pulling in that heavy oil train. So if we have a look-see, there it is. Nope, that's not it. Where is that train? Here. This is the train. Zinc heavy oil request being brought in. We'll empty it or wait for 5 seconds of inactivity, and then head on back to fill up with heavy oil, and then be on its way again. Huzzah! It works. It always feels nice when things just work. That being said, let's make some more things work, because I will also need... Oh, there it is. There's that train. This one's on, and pulling in iron that I'll need for the initial stuff with the iron. Where's my car? Give me these unloaders. I think I need some for down here. These stations... I was about to say, please tell me I have enough. I don't have enough loaders. Oh well. Oh wells. Yeah, these are going to be requests for borax and sand castings. For the moment. I don't really need to set them up quite yet, but just know that I will need to go back to do that. Speaking of going back, I think I may have to get more loaders, but I don't think I need to have loaders at the moment. No, what I need is my setup. Well, what I need is a requester station for coke. That's what I need. I need a requester station for coke. Yeah, so how am I going to do that? Where am I going to do that? And all this other good stuff. Also, this only exists because, like, this is off by 1 tile, because of course it is. Of course it's off by a tile, and that requires having to do trickery and nonsense. How did you unlock logistic robots? Pi bots are available at Green Science? I mean, they're just available. I mean, I'm at Green right now. It's tech. It's just tech. What tech is the question? Because I never remember. I never remember. Cargo Pyanodon. Basic electronics gives you access to the cargo Pynobot, and then the passive provider chest is at construction robotics, which is blue science, not blue, which is green science right after engine units. That gives you the provider chest. And engines gives you the the construction Pinobots. Okay. I almost got hit by that train. That is one thing that has not happened yet since setting up trains. I have not had a train kill me. It is only a matter of time. It will very likely happen. So I need to do a copy-paste of this. You there. You are what I need. Alright, so about those loaders. Then I have to decide what direction do I want this to go. That is a very good question. What direction do I want this to go? This is a very big zinc patch, just to toss that idea out there. This is really nice. Yeah, there's good. Go, my nanobot minions! Do your thing. You may notice my nanobots are really fast right now. That is because I have set the nanobot, if I can remember where the heck it is. I have set the equipment rate to 30. I have set the ticks between queue cycles to 6, as well as the entities queued per cycle to 500. That makes them go fast. That makes them go fast. It is lovely seeing that. It does have a little bit more of a performance impact, but I'm okay with that at this point in the game. Because, you know, not having 12,000 units of logistics bots active, or shall we say 20 some odd thousand units of logistics bots active at the same time, not having that is actually really good for performance. It's probably going to be a good idea to keep the number of robots in, like, that are active as far down as I possibly can. That would probably be ideal. Okay, so that's gonna be 300. So that means 300 units per second of SynGas. I now need to make sure that I get 300 units per second of SynGas. It will be glorious. And I will need to request tar. Yes, I will need to request tar and coke. Why do I need to request coke? Because this is going to produce ash, and I would like to burn it. That is the point there. Now, I'll probably extend my yard up from here to add in all of these extra things. So, that from coal gas. I need 300. So 13. Okay. I will do the logistics here. It's always better to do the pipe logistics and the inserter logistics and the power logistics prior to that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Why have those on the top? I don't know. I might be doing the coal gas above. So, speaking of coal gas, this is going to need 216.67. This also produces 130 units of tar. Ooh boy. Ooh boy. That's gonna be a little interesting. Doing this process. So, 216.67. 4. 333. 130. 203.33 per second is the amount of tar in to produce the 300 SynGas that I need, which isn't a ton. Just throwing that concept out there. It's not a ton of tar necessary for this. Oh, there's some coal right there. I could bring that over. That is a transport aircraft coming in. I just suddenly felt the whole house shake and this big rumble sound happen. It's like, oh hey, that's another military cargo aircraft coming in for a landing. Oh, isn't it lovely living in the city that's often cited as being home to the world's largest naval base? And naval air station, technically. Yes, it's always lovely getting the house shake every time the aircraft come in. Especially the gigantic transport craft. Alright, let's get these sorted. I, of course, need to get this up to here. That'll come in from the side. I need... Oh, that's... At least I know I have enough of these. Because this is 1667, each one of these is 20. So 1 to 1 is what I usually do with the pressured air. Never worried about the pressured air. That is... okay. That is an okay... actually, no, that is not. That is not an okay spot for you. This is an okay spot for you. So I can do that. I will need power on both of these things. So, that will do. Yes, that will do. I won't actually need these. I suppose I could output the ash on this rear end to potentially save a little bit of belt, but I'm not too worried about belt usage. Okay, and it's this times 4. Well, times 3 more. There we go. That, as they say, is that. And then it's just a matter of hooking her up with the rest of the power. And voila, there we go. Just add tar. And just void ash. Yeah, or somehow get rid of it. There we go. Now, I will likely copy this because I will need to do the exact same thing over at nickel when I set up nickel. For reference on the nickel numbers, targeting the 75 on the input on the nickel, that's going to require a lot fewer buildings than on the zinc. A lot fewer. Gosh, the only reason why I said fewer instead of less is because, and I've mentioned this before, we've been rewatching the Game of Thrones series. And that actually pops up. Because that ends up being something that Stannis Baratheon does, is he corrects people who use the word less instead of fewer. We are currently halfway through Season 5 right now on that, as we slowly make our way to eventually watch Season 8. Now, we know what happens in Season 8, but we haven't actually watched Season 8 yet. Ever. So it'll be the first time watching Season 8, and we're doing it after watching the entire series fresh. And actually, after watching the series fresh thus far, there is some foreshadowing, shall we say. I don't know if it was intended. It wasn't intended foreshadowing, but they used it going into the end. Season 5, however, is one of the not as intense seasons. If I am remembering fully. And after having watched half the season thus far, it's not as intense. Right, water. Water is nice. Water is good. Water is amazing. Let's add some water to that. Yeah, there we go. Now it has water. Then I need a request. I need a request for the tar. Which basically means this. Just tar instead. I like having a pass-through just in case, but I guess I will just use this one and add another pass-through somewhere else. Maybe remove one of these supply stops. Because I don't think I need 5 zinc depots. I know I'm going to need a lot of zinc, but I don't think I need 5 trains hanging out for them. At least not yet, and if I need more, I can just make another yard somewhere else. Send the trains there that way. Yeah, do a full copy here. Paste it as close to inline as possible. And that's going to copy over all of the logistics wires as well. Then I can paste the station down. Alright, I sort of need to have that in the inventory. Oh hey, I have more inventory space now. Just for reference, I have a little bit more space now. After placing down all of that over there. I need a requester stop. That's what I need, and the train requester thingies. Also need you... No, I don't need you because I'm using something that already exists. Place that, please. There you go. Because this already exists, I definitely don't want that there. It's too bad I don't have 6 prior. For reference, I've now started with this station. I've now started enjoying the idea of having 2 train lengths, specifically on the requester stations, so that any time I'm sending in more than 1 train, which actually ends up being quite often, they can sit one behind the other to unload without blocking any of the other requesters from coming in. It's just something I've noticed is a limitation on some of these other setups that I have, in particular the Coke setup here. If I have both Coke trains waiting to get supplied in here, just as an example, it prevents any of the ones that want to come in to get fuel at this fuel stop, which, by the way, I haven't actually mentioned how the fuel stop functionality works with the Train Supply Manager.